This is the #1 Psylocke in the world with not one but 2 accounts in the top 10 global and an insanely high 80% win rate. So today I'll be analyzing one of his game replays where he was MVP with 48 kills and only 2 deaths. I'm going to explain what exactly is he doing to carry this hard on Psylocke, so if you want to get better at playing Psylocke, DPS in general, or just learn more about the game, pay attention because there's gonna be a lot of valuable information and crazy plays. Before the game starts though, let's take a quick look at the bans. So the first ban is Groot, understandable because Groot is really strong right now. The second ban is Hela, which again, it's understandable, she's always been strong and it's no different right now. The third ban is Loki, he's also really good, but he's especially really good into Psylocke because he can counter Psylocke's ultimate incredibly well with his clones and with his lamp, so it's a really understandable ban. And lastly we have Iron Fist, which is again really strong at the moment right now. Now for the game itself, they are on attack on Hall of the Jalia, so let's see what he does. Straight off the bat, it's not even been like 5 seconds into the game and he's already done some damage, which is more than most people can say. Sometimes you see people spend literally minutes without doing so much. Interesting that he's not really flanking here, so he's just spamming as much damage as possible. But the reason he's doing this is because Magneto is pushed quite far forward, and as you can see, he's kind of all by himself here. As in, yeah, there's the Iron Man and the Captain America, but they're not that good at fighting alongside Magneto. So it makes sense to just spam as much damage into this guy as possible so that you can push him and force him to go backwards so that this space can be taken by your team instead. Now, as Psylocke, you probably don't want to be the first one to peek the enemy. However, he does have both of his dashes and the Emma Frost team up, so he is quite safe even if he were to take some damage. He can always disengage. Okay, now he's going for an off angle. He finds the Captain America, so he's going to be forced out. So the reason he's taking an off angle there is because he's doing as much damage as possible. Now that his team is here and the enemies have gone a bit further back, it's better to just take an off angle and look to do damage from a different side because your team is already here. However, the enemy Captain America recognizes this, and so he pushes him away, which is what Captains America and Hawks and mobile tanks should do. They should push away enemies that are trying to take advantageous positions, like this Psylocke is trying to do now. He gets healed, then he goes back, because there's no reason to go away. See, again, Captain America is trying to force him away, but he dashes right through him and confuses him, and now he's using that opportunity to again flank the enemies, take a different angle than his team, and basically one-shot someone or do as much damage as possible. He didn't kill the Iron Man, but he got very close to it and he forced him away. And damn, that was really close actually. How much was that? 14 HP or something? Yeah, that was really close. I think he actually kind of got a little bit lucky here. Like, when you get off with this much HP, it's most likely the fact that you got lucky. So I think he should have died there actually. However, as soon as he goes back to the point, he's already instantly doing damage again. Doing damage as much as possible. That's really nice. Right here, he sees an isolated target, the enemy Luna, and instantly, without hesitation, goes to push her away to do damage or maybe kill her. There you go, and he gets a kill. You saw how fast that was? So he's just doing damage to the tank. He sees the beam from Luna, meaning he knows she's over there. She's isolated by herself, so she's going to be a very easy target for Psylocke to just kill or push away from that position. Simply kills her, there you go. He knew that she was getting rezzed, so he knows that the enemy has rocket, so she was going to be rezzed, meaning he's now going to be looking for that res beacon and kill the Luna again. Unfortunately, he is found out by the enemy team, so he has to back away. But my guess is he's probably gonna get healed or just gonna ult right away. Damn. That actually makes sense. So what I think his idea here was he was probably waiting for this health pack to come back, and then he probably would have flanked again. However, he sees this rocket that's basically all by himself and an easy kill, and so he trades his ultimate for that. And you might be thinking, whoa, he wasted his ultimate. No. What's the purpose of an ultimate? To get some value, to do something out of it. And killing an enemy support with your ultimate is most certainly good value. But this is one mistake that lower elo players make. They keep their ultimates for basically the entire game in hopes of getting 3-4 kills, when all you need to do is 1 or 2 kills is more than enough. You're not looking to get a team kill with every single ultimate. Just getting some value, especially killing the supports with your ultimate, is way more than enough. Now, they've won the previous fight, they've won the point, they pushed the enemies back, and what are they doing? They're already moving up ahead and taking positions to prepare for the next fight, so that they're not going to let the enemies walk all the way back to the point for free. Because there's no reason to. Just fight as much as you can further, so that the enemies can't even get back to the point and contest it. And you saw, during that first point, there wasn't even really anything fancy that he did. He just shot the tank a little bit, then he tried to go for an off angle, he went from a flank from there, and that's basically it. He saw an isolated target and just killed her. Now again, he's on a kind of a flanky positions, he's looking for a good target. There you go, there's a good target. He didn't get the kill, so he doesn't, this is so huge. And I don't see enough DPS players do this. If you go in for a play like this, right, going for a kill, trying to do something, try to make a play, you use your combo and your abilities. If you don't get the kill, that's fine. Don't try to force it. He sees here that he's not getting the kill, and he instantly backs away. Like, he's not even giving the enemies a chance to kill him back. Because as soon as you expose yourself from the flank, from the off angle, you've lost that element of surprise, which means you're extremely vulnerable, so you have to be very careful with how much time you're spending into the enemies without the element of surprise. Now after he disengages, he's back to doing as much damage as possible, just damage, damage, damage. His stealth is on cooldown, his dashes are on cooldown, he wants to do as much damage as possible. Now here, the enemy Luna is ulting. He sees that the enemy Luna is ulting, meaning the enemies are going to push very hard forward because they're basically immortal with the Luna ultimate. And what does he do again? Instantly disengages. That's not a fight you can win. That's not a fight you should be really fighting. So he instantly disengages, again, not giving any chance for the enemy to retaliate. And from this position, even though the enemy, like, he's fighting, but he's not really fully committing. Because he's not all the way down there. He's fighting from up here, so even if someone else shoots at him, he can just dash backwards. And he's out again. However, he is looking for, the same as that Luna from the first point, he's looking for isolated targets that might not be getting healed from the Luna. Like this Iron Man. He sees an opportunity, he tries to make a play, doesn't work out, and he's out again. He does not force it. He doesn't try to stay much longer. He doesn't try to force to get the kill. He doesn't overcommit. He tries to make a play, and if it doesn't work out, that's fine. Immediately go out. And you don't even have to wait that much. This is what I say in my videos. Be like a mosquito. Look right here, like a mosquito. You annoy them. They try to slap you. So you back away, wait like 2 seconds, not even that, and then you're back again to annoy them. And this time he gets the kill. And he keeps going because there's no one really shooting at him. Now that he was taking damage from the Luna, so now that someone is trying to slap him back, now he disengages. Perfectly executed. This is the kind of mosquito you want to be. And here it is again with the Luna, man. He doesn't let himself get slapped, gets the healing, and then he's back at it again, trying to annoy them like a mosquito. That was an interesting ultimate. Not the best. Probably not the best, because this fight is pretty much over for the blue team. Like, they have no healers. Actually, they only have Rocket. Actually, maybe not the worst ultimate. Maybe not the worst. He does get a kill. He forces the Captain America ultimate. He forces them back. Yeah, actually a good ultimate. Never mind. I'm an idiot. There you go again. He's shooting. He's doing as much damage as possible, like a mosquito, being as annoying as possible without letting himself get slapped. He did almost get slapped here though. 7%, 7 HP. Yeah, he was definitely incredibly lucky here. But yeah, playing DPS like this requires a lot of discipline of just being as annoying as possible and don't being too greedy. What is he doing here? Again, just spamming damage, going for an off angle because there's no reason not to. His entire team is over here. The Magneto was looking this way, so it's very easy for him to just shoot the Magneto from the side. Why? Because the Magneto, imagine you're using your shield as Magneto. You can't block damage from the front and from the side at the same time. So if you're looking at the team here, the Psylocke is shooting you from the side. But if you look at the Psylocke, the team is shooting you from the side. So it's very difficult for him to do anything, which is why he's probably ulting here. Then again, going from an off angle. And look, now that this Iron Man is already trying to slap him, he's probably going to disengage really fast. Tries to get the kill and goes out. Like, he doesn't even wait 1 second and he's back at it again. And the reason I think he stood and tried to overcommit for this is because he wasn't really taking that much damage. I guarantee you, if he was taking way more damage, like if this Iron Man was a little bit better, he would have disengaged way earlier. But in this case, this Rocket wasn't even looking at him, it was only the Iron Man with kind of a bad aim. So it was very easy to just get this kill and then back out. Like, he doesn't even wait a second. He's just immediately going out. Again, looking for an isolated target. See, as soon as he comes out, who's isolated? Who's a good target? Are these my good targets? Right? He's immediately looking for a good target to kill. And would you look at this? Isolated target in the middle of the open. So he just starts trying to kill it. Damn, that was really close as well. I don't like saying it, but I do believe he should have died like 2 or 3 more times this game. Like, these are incredibly close calls. And so I don't really like saying it, but the reason he only dies 2 times this game can literally be a little bit of luck in this case. He's just shooting because there's no reason to go on an off angle to do anything fancy here. Your entire team is with you, the enemy team is retreating, just keep shooting them and kill them as they're trying to back away. Just pushing the point, making sure everything is captured, looking for potential flankers. He did see someone, or probably heard the Captain America here, and he's immediately pushing to try and force him away. And the reason he's dueling him this aggressively is because he knows the Rocket is behind him, and he also has the health pack, so the chances of him dying are very small. So it's worth it to kind of try and kill this Captain America, because you're staggering him and you're making it worse for his team to come back. There you go. And the Captain America being staggered like this, especially on defense, when they cannot really afford to stagger because they have to stack together in order to fight and defend, it's really good and it's worth pushing for it. Then once he's back, again, shooting, doing damage, sees an opportunity for an off angle, goes for it. There's the Captain America, ignores him and goes for... This is something that I don't see enough people do, man. Especially if you're a flanker or a diver. Please, kill, destroy the Rocket Revive Beacon. This is basically a free kill. It's the first thing he does. There you go. Not really sure why he went this back here. He did see the Captain America, but I guess it's good to peel, especially because this wasn't the best position. But I think it's actually because the enemy rocket is ulting, so it's going to be harder to kill someone. And so it's better to just regroup with your team and play slow and look for the next opportunity or the next fight. And it kind of goes back to that point that when the enemy is using ultimates, you don't want to be too aggressive during that time. He's, again, another thing that I don't see enough people do. Shoot the rocket ultimate. Look at him. He's just shooting that thing. Just shoot you can break it. It's only 800 HP. If just 2 or even 3 people are shooting it, you can break it really quickly. Again, looking for targets, looking for his teammates. The enemies are going back. He's probably going to look for an ultimate really soon. Maybe he doesn't need to. Maybe he didn't need the ultimate because the enemies were kind of low already, or like going backwards. He's just instantly going in and out, doing damage, going out, going in, doing damage, going out. He's not spending too much time in the same place. This is also kind of interesting. He's not really spending this much time in the same place when he doesn't have to. So he's shooting here, he's probably going to look for a flank, there you go. Or using an ultimate actually. You see here, this is kind of subtle, but you see here how he's kind of scanning the area and looking for the next target, right? You see how he's scanning the area and looking for the enemy backline. Where are the enemy supports? Where are they? Can I kill them? He doesn't really see them immediately, so he did shoot them a little bit. He did catch a glimpse of the enemy rocket, and so he's instantly trying to go for it, right? You saw him right here. He saw him, and now he's going for him. And he gets a bonus kill on the Iron Man as well. And he's back at it again. Kind of hiding, because this is a very dangerous situation, right? And it goes back to that point. When the enemy is using ultimates, you play safer, you play slower, you don't push up into their faces. There you go. Danger is done, and now he's going to be looking to be more aggressive. That was nice. And he also did not use his ultimate in the middle of the Luna ultimate. Because yeah, you might be getting a kill here and there, but if the enemy support is using an ultimate, just wait a couple of seconds and then use your DPS ultimate. He knows it's ending, so he's immediately sending it. Now he can be aggressive because his entire team is here. And his rocket is using an ultimate, meaning he's not gonna die that quickly. So he's being aggressive. Alright, just trying to kill the Captain America, now he's trying to kill the rocket. You see, he's just shooting, just keep shooting. I don't think he died, yeah, he didn't die. He has 0 deaths on attack. He definitely should have died at least a couple of times like we discussed. As in, he was definitely lucky a couple of times, for sure. However, that was Psylocke on attack, and the way you play Psylocke on defense could be a little bit different. So let's see what he does on defense. Already he's kind of positioning himself to scout ahead and see what the enemies are doing, where the enemies are going, so he can prepare himself to play accordingly. Again, you see here, he goes invisible, he tries to make a play or go for a different position or something, but the enemies are aware of him and he's not trying to force anything. He tries to make a play, it doesn't work out, and that's okay. Not every play you make has to be successful. So it doesn't work out and he just backs away and waits for the next one. He doesn't overcommit, he doesn't get too greedy. And you see he's already looking to do damage. This is definitely a bit too greedy, I will actually say. This is a bit greedy, like, you could very easily get killed here. This was definitely a bit too greedy. But the idea here is that he's looking to do damage already. And you can see here, he's 11% on his ultimate, the same as the enemy Psylocke. And he's the most in the game. He's looking to always do some damage. He realized this is a bad position because he is way too forward right now. Like, for sure. So he recognizes this is a bad position and he disengages. Even here, the enemy Human Torch is shooting at him. He's taking quite enough of damage. And what does he do? He just backs away. Drops down. There you go, that's it. And look, man. This is really simple and subtle, but just turning around, checking on your team, being aware of where they are, what's going on behind you, is so underrated, and I don't see enough people do this. It doesn't matter if you're tank, it doesn't matter if you're DPS, it doesn't matter if you're support. Look around you. What's going on with the rest of your team? Where are they? Alright, now he's back to shooting. He did see a little glimpse of the enemy Psylocke, so he's probably going to be looking to push him away. There you go. It's not here anymore, so he's not being too aggressive. He's just... What he's doing is he's just trying to kind of protect and block this angle so that the enemy Psylocke does not come here and shoot his team on the side. So he's kind of guarding this area to block the enemy Psylocke. Now, she does get through, but what does he do? He immediately tries to match her and force her out. He doesn't have a dash, so he can't chase, but he does have a Captain America to shoot at. There you go, going back to shooting, shoot, shoot, shoot. Just shoot, shoot, shoot. And the reason he wasn't doing anything fancy here is because he couldn't. He doesn't have his cooldowns. He doesn't have his cooldowns, and there's already a good target to shoot at right in your face, the Captain America. Now that he does have his cooldowns, he's probably going to be looking for an off angle again. After this Captain America, maybe. Yep, there you go. And see, just shoot, shoot, shoot. Same thing here. I don't know how many times I've said it already, but mosquito, mosquito, shoot, 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 be annoying. Enemy tries to slap you, back away. It's that easy. And then back to shooting. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Right? He does not stay in one position for too long. He doesn't get greedy. And he shoots constantly. He shoots as much as he can. Just shoot, shoot, shoot. Right? There's no need, by the way, right here. There's no need to go on an off angle because you can see the enemies are already kind of backpedaling. And so you just have to just keep damaging them and continuing to force them to go backwards like this. Right? They are retreating. So all you have to do is just keep up the pressure by trying to go for a fancy off angle or a flank lump, something like that. You're kind of letting off the pressure where all you have to do is just keep pressing them. And even this, by the way, going to the side like this, it's still an off angle, you see? Because this would be the main line of focus for the enemies where the rest of his team is. And this is, like, it's not anything fancy, but it's still an off angle because the enemies can't be looking in both directions at the same time. So this is still an off angle, right? And all you have to do is just go slightly towards the left, go slightly towards the side, and you have a budget off angle. And sometimes that's all you really need. Again, keeping up the pressure because the enemies are going back. I just kill them. Like, if they're going backwards, just kill them. Tries to go back. Nothing's really going on, so he's back to doing more damage. Alright, the enemies are kind of resetting, so there's not much to do here. He's just waiting for the next fight. This is a bit risky for sure though, yeah, he realized that himself. This is a bit greedy and risky being this far close, especially against an Emma Frost. And so, you see, as soon as the Emma Frost is looking at him, as in he lost the element of surprise, he does not risk it. He's immediately going out. And you see, what did I tell in my videos? All you have to do is just wait a couple of seconds and I guarantee you, the enemies are going to forget about you. See? A couple of seconds, then when he's back, the enemies have already forgotten about him. And this is top 100 or something. So if this happens in top 100, I guarantee you it's going to happen in gold or bronze or whatever. Keep shooting. And you see, why is he staying here? You might be thinking, well, now why is he staying in this position for so long now? It's simple. No one is looking at him. No one is shooting at him. So there's no reason to back away. Now that he's being shot, you see, now that he was taking some damage, look at his HP. So now that he was taking some damage, he's going out. Back at it again, there you go. He's probably gonna use his ultimate. Actually interesting. By the way, I should not even mention, like, look at this. He's literally next to the enemies, behind their backs, and no one is even looking at him. No one is even aware of him. And so, just like literally earlier, if top 100 enemies, you can do this against top 100 enemies, I guarantee you, you can do this against Platinum, Diamond, even Grandmaster. Right, and again, why is he being this risky? Well, because he can. No one is looking at him, no one is even shooting him. So if you're not being pressured, why would you do anything else? If you have a good position... Now, the reason he swapped here is because he doesn't see the enemies anymore, right? And going inside an Invisible Woman ultimate is kind of risky because you can't see anything from outside of it. So in this case, the good option is to just disengage and look for a different off angle, like he does here. Alright, this is an ultimate. And again, he's using it at the end of an enemy support ultimate. And he only gets one kill from the ultimate, but it's an enemy support, which means it's enough value. And he also gets another kill on the enemy Luna. He's probably gonna die here. No. No, he just doesn't die. This guy just doesn't die apparently. He's got to deal with death or something, like, holy. But yes, he did get lucky with some instances of not dying, but he's also not letting the enemies have a chance to even kill him, because he's always moving, he's always going in and out, he's always disengaging as soon as the enemies turn to him. He's not being greedy, he's not shooting for no reason, he's not trying to force kills. He's disengaging whenever he's in danger, basically. And you see, even here, just keep shooting, just keep shooting, just keep shooting. Take too much damage, the enemies, especially if the enemies have the focus on you, right? So, see, the enemies have the focus on you, the Human Torch is having the enemy focus on you. Just back away, disengage, there you go. Not even giving a chance to get killed. You've pushed the enemies all the way to their spawn, so just wait out a little bit. Check out the situation, prepare for the next fight. There's no need to do anything fancy. The enemies have to come to you. Take a position, right? This is good. Before the next fight, you take a position, you prepare yourself, and just wait. Being patient is so underrated as well. That's really good. This is really good because, as you can see here, there's only 30 seconds left of the enemy side, which means if he can delay them by getting a kill on someone, they're gonna be in a very bad situation, because they basically only have one or maybe two fights left, and so they can't really afford to die here. My guess is they're gonna have someone touch the point. Yeah, I think this death is fine. Because, like I said, there's only 10 seconds left of the point, so if you can delay the enemies next to their spawn to try and kind of stop them from even getting close to the point and contesting it, I think it's worth dying. Now, unfortunately, the enemies do get to the point, I think. Yeah, they do get to the point. And so, it was a good death, but I think it was a bit too early, maybe. You're trying to shoot, just shooting whatever is in front of you. Just shoot, 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 shoot. The enemies are looking at you. There you go. The enemies are looking at you. He recognizes that, and you can see it by the fact that you literally see the enemy models and you see their bullets, or like their projectiles, go towards you. So you know the enemies are literally looking at you. And you don't want the enemies to do that, because it's very dangerous for you. So he doesn't risk it, and he goes out. He still dies, because there's a lot of enemies, but the idea is the same. He goes out as soon as he senses, or like he sees the enemies turn towards him. The enemies have just captured the point, so there's no need to do anything fancy. Just wait for the enemies to push up a little bit, regroup with your team, look for some good positions, prepare for the next fight. See? He takes a position, he takes damage, and he just goes out. Now he just keeps shooting, build up, get that ultimate charge, keep shooting, keep doing damage. This is a bit aggressive, but I think he's just trying to block, yeah, he's just trying to block the enemy Psylocke. So now that he doesn't have to worry about the enemy Psylocke, he is free to go on an off angle and do what the enemy Psylocke tried to do. Again, looking, right, doing damage, and as you're doing damage to the main target, look for someone who is isolated and who's an easy kill. As in, this Human Torch. Now, the reason he doesn't disengage here is because he is taking damage, but it's not that much damage that he needs to go out, and it's only a 1v1. So he can afford to kind of play it out. Same here. Now, he does have too much damage, so he does back away. Now, I think the main point that you have to take out from this game is not risking it and not being greedy. Just get out. It's all you have to do. Again, kind of an off angle, doing some damage. They're looking at him. He backs away. He did see the Luna to the right. I'm kind of curious if he's gonna go... Yep, there you go. Keep up the pressure, keep doing damage, keep shooting. He's probably gonna use his ult. There you go, yep. Why? Because the enemy invisible ultimate is about to run out. He's in a good position. The enemies aren't even aware of him, like they're not even looking at him. So it's really easy to take them by surprise and get some few kills before they can even react. Job done, there you go. It looks so simple, because it is. He's playing patiently, he's not being greedy, he's not trying to force things. It's a very simple process. Do damage, maybe look for an off angle, try to make a play, and get out. And he goes again. Goes out, tries to look for something else. He does encounter the enemy Psylocke, and he diffs him. He did have some help from the Star-Lord, but... And then back to shooting. Back to shooting, shoot, shoot, shoot. Shoot, 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 look for an off angle. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Look for an isolated target. There you go, there's the isolated target. And you see, why doesn't he go even more aggressive here? because the Luna is using her ultimate. So what do you do when an enemy is using ultimates? You play slower. Their ultimates are only gonna last a few seconds. Just wait it out, play a bit slower, go back. Don't force fights if the enemy is using ultimates. Just let them use it and then reply with yours after. Why is he not doing anything here? Because the enemy is aware of him. He doesn't have the element of surprise. He's taking damage, he's going away.
This will do nicely.
I think the main thing here is not risking it, not being greedy, and not forcing things.
Out of sight.
Right, going back, trying to look for something. No one's even really shooting him. Now that someone is shooting at him, he disengages. And then back to doing damage. You see, he doesn't even wait that long before between shooting. It looks so simple, because it can be this simple. It's nothing really fancy here. It's really not. It's just a very simple process that even you can do very easily. You just have to be a little bit more patient and less greedy. 42 and 8. Just look at that. Absolute masterclass of a game. This is what I mean by being a mosquito. You're never in the same place for too long. You go in, try to make something, try to shoot them, be annoying, and before they get the chance to slap you, you back away, just wait a couple of seconds, change the angle, or you can even use that same position because you literally saw the enemies were forgetting about him. So you can just wait a couple of seconds and then go and be annoying again until they break, because you saw they will. And if this works at this rank in top 100, it's going to be working for your games as well. So this has been Tappy, the rank 1 Psylocke. I hope you learned something from this video, from this analysis. Now, thanks for watching. Go get some wins.